Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another installment of that show that doesn't really have a name, but we just do it because it's kind of fun to do. So what's on the agenda today? Well, if you haven't seen it already, R.Kelly had a sit-down interview with Gail Kim. And if you guys are unfamiliar with who Gail Kim is, she is best friends with Oprah, who I'm having some beef with right now since she has funded the Leaving Neverland interview. I refuse to call it a documentary. It is an interview with two accusers who allege Michael Jackson of wrongdoing, sexual assault, inappropriate behavior, etc., etc. Both of those individuals involved in that interview are extremely problematic and liars, I might say. Now, some of you might be sitting around here thinking, like, Ryoga, how are you going to call them a liar? You don't know. Well, when you say one thing publicly, and then you turn around and say another thing at a later date, which is the exact opposite of what you originally said publicly, both things can't be true. So in that respect, you must be a liar. That's what I think. I think if you say one thing one day, and the other day you say another thing, and both things can't be true, the only thing that is true is that you a liar. So I feel comfortable in saying that Wade Robson, who is I guess the star, so to speak, of the Leaving Neverland interview, refuse to call it a documentary, that man is a liar. Liar. Testified during the second trial, actually no, the only trial for Michael Jackson, said that Mike never touched him, never did anything inappropriate with him. Then turns around after Michael's death, tries to sue the estate for $1 billion. They throw it out. Then after that, he tries to get Cirque du Soleil to hire him as the choreographer for the Michael Jackson show. They fire him from that, and now he wants more money. By the way, Wade Robson is responsible he's a homewrecker as well. I know we're supposed to talk about R. Kelly, but I just want to get this off my chest. He's also a homewrecker. Was dating Brandy at one point. Cheated on Brandy with Britney Spears, while Britney was with Justin Timberlake, which is why Justin Timberlake wrote the song, God, what's the name of that song? I can't think of the name of it. It is pretty messed up accusing a dead man. Because Mike's not here to defend himself. And more so, like, even if he was here to defend himself, Wade Robson's own comments contradict what he said years prior. So, I don't buy it. And I don't think other people buy it either. So, was Michael Jackson a weird dude? Yes. Would I let him hold hands with my children? Fuck no. But I also recognize Michael Jackson is a very weird, odd, bizarre individual. Do I think... Well, let me tell you a story about... Okay, here's a first-hand accounting of Michael Jackson that I know of. My ex's grandmother was a performer when she was younger. And she met Michael Jackson backstage and said Michael Jackson slapped her in the back of the head and called her a nappy-headed nigga and ran off giggling backstage at wherever they were performing at. And that is something that was directly told to me about how she hates Michael Jackson because Michael Jackson hit her in the back of the head. And there are other entertainers that will tell you similar stories about Michael Jackson when he was younger. Even in his adulthood, uh, his bodyguards would say like, yo, Mike would snatch up girls and take them in the back of the limo and have his way with them. That was Mike. So, meh. But let's talk about R. Kelly. Let us talk about R. Kelly, who found a way to snitch on himself. I'll probably get a copyright strike if I try to play this thing in its entirety. But I really want to play this thing in its entirety and just dissect it as we go along. So we'll just see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I really want to play this in its entirety. This is the interview between Gail Kim and Robert Kelly as he tries to defend himself against accusations of sexual misconduct with minors. Mr. R. Kelly, tell us how you feel. Please, please, please. Tell us how you feel.
Trying to rescue someone that doesn't need rescuing because they're not in my house. Handcuffing people, starving people. I have a harem, what you call it, a cult. I don't even really know what a cult is, but I know I don't have one, you know.
Stop lying. Stop lying, R. Kelly. You know what a cult is. You ain't that dumb. We know your ass can't read, but I'm pretty sure you understand the concept of what a cult and a harem is.
Have you done anything that you regret? Have you done anything wrong?
Lots of things wrong when it comes to women that I apologize, but I apologize.
I've done lots of things wrong when it comes to women. How about little girls? How about little girls, R. Kelly?
I was in those relationships at the time I was in the relationships.
Have you broken any laws when it comes to women?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. I've never broken a law when it comes to a woman.
The 6-part series interviewed 50 people, family members, your former tour manager, numerous women who all claim that you abused them. Yeah. Are you saying everybody in that documentary was not telling the truth about you? Everybody?
If you really look at that documentary, which I'm sure you have,
I have.
Everybody said something bad about me. Nobody said nothing good.
Now, Gail asks, are all these people lying? And his response is, rather than just come out and saying no, he's like, everybody has something bad to say about me. Nobody had nothing good to say about me. I was like, that's not the question. We're asking, did you do any of the things that were alleged in the documentary? And he's like, people talk bad about me. People just talking bad about me.
They was describing Lucifer. I'm not Lucifer. I'm a man. I make mistakes, but I'm not a devil. And by no means am I a monster.
I'm going to name...
Nobody asked you if you come from the bowels of El Diablo and the lake of fire. We asked if you had inappropriate relationships with young women. You over here talking about, I'm not a monster, I'm not Lucifer.
Name the names. Andrea Kelly, your ex-wife.
There
Kitty
you go.
Jones. Lisa Van Allen.
Bam.
Lisette Martinez.
Bam.
Geronda Pace.
Bam.
Faith Rogers.
Bam.
Asante McGee.
Bam.
You're saying everything they said in that documentary about you is not true.
They are lying on me.
Why would these women say the same thing about you? That you are controlling, that you are abusive, that you tell women when to eat, when to go to the bathroom, when they can sleep, where they can dress. Why would all these women tell these different stories?
Look at that smirk on his face. Let's back it up just a little bit.
When they can sleep, where they can dress. Why would all these women tell these...
That's like a smile. That's like a smirk. You think the Covington kid smirking was bad. R. Kelly over here smirking.
Different stories about you if they were not true. And they don't know each other. That defies logic to me.
Right. Until you hear the explanation.
Wait till you hear the explanation.
You can start a rumor on a guy like me or a celebrity just like that. All you have to do is push a button on your phone and say, so-and-so did this to me, R. Kelly did this to me, and if you get any traction from that, if you're able to write a book from that, if you're able to get a reality show, then any girl that I had a relationship in the past that it just didn't work out, she can come and say the same exact thing.
Are you blaming this on social media?
I'm talking about the power of social media.
In 2000.
Oh, Robert Kelly. Mr. Kelly.
2008, R. Kelly was found not guilty on 14 counts of child pornography.
Even though they had a video of him pissing on a girl. Just saying.
Had sex with anyone under the age of 17?
No.
Never?
No.
I have to tell you, it's so hard to believe that based on all that we've read.
I'm going to tell you something, Gail. There's one thing. I'm going to tell you something. What the women
said about you.
What women said about me. What women. So nobody's allowed to.
So the video of him peeing on a 14-year-old girl is not. He's like, well, that wasn't sex. I guess that's his explanation. I guess that's his defense. Is that him peeing on a 13-year-old girl isn't sex. So he could say that he hasn't had sex with a
be mad at me and be scorned and lie on me.
Mm-hmm. So they're lying on you. That's your explanation. They're lying on you.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Gail Kim, who looks so dignified.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. These women lying on me.
Absolutely.
You feel that people have maligned your character?
I have been assassinated. I have been buried alive. But I'm alive.
So I think the point you're making is, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you have never held anybody against their will.
I don't need to. Why would I?
Well,
how stupid would never
Here we go. Here we go.
With all I've been through in my way past, to hold somebody, let alone 4, 5, 6, 50, you said. How stupid would I be to do that?
I didn't say you were holding.
That's stupid, guys.
Look. Now he just made some shit. He's like, how would I look holding 5, 10, 50 women hostage? Gail's like, I didn't say anything about that. I never said that.
How stupid would I be to
watch
do that?
Watch him stitch on himself.
Say you
That's
were holding...
stupid, guys.
Look at him smiling.
Is this camera on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid. Use your common sense. Don't forget the blogs. Forget how you feel about me. Hate me if you want to, love me if you want, but just use your common sense. How stupid would it be for me to, with my crazy past and what I've been through, right now I just think I need to be a monster and hold girls against their will, chain them up in my basement, and don't let them eat and don't let them out unless they need some shoes down the street from their uncle.
Whoa! Well, what? Well, hold on. Ain't nobody say nothing about that. Yo, R. Kelly snitching on himself. Let's do this again. Because he is totally snitching. Ain't nobody said nothing about letting the girls out to go get shoes from their uncle down the street. One more time.
How you feel about me? Hate me if you want to, love me if you want, but just use your common sense. How stupid would it be for me to, with my crazy past and what I've been through, right now I just think I need to be a monster and hold girls against their will, chain them up in my basement, and don't let them eat and don't let them out unless they need some shoes down the street from their uncle. Robert, stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit.
Wow. R. Kelly just snitched on himself. Ain't nobody bring up about him not letting people eat or go to the bathroom, or chained up in a basement, and definitely nobody said anything about only letting girls leave the house to go down the street to get some shoes from their uncle's house. One more time.
I think I need to be a monster and hold girls against their will, chain them up in my basement, and don't let them eat and don't let them out unless they need some shoes down the street from their uncle. Robert, stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing. Robert. I didn't do this stuff. This is not me.
Shout out to Gail Kim for just keeping it 100.
I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
Now, I'm not an expert in human body language, but I do want to track back on this one more time. Because notice the part he asks, is this camera on? And this is where he gives his heartfelt plea to the public. Believe me. I'm looking at the public in the camera. Believe me. Look at my emotions. And look how he goes from 0 to 100 real quick.
Women said about you.
What women said about me.
Now he's engaging Gail. He's engaging Gail, looking her in the eye, engaging. This is the first time where she's accusing him. Before she was asking questions, is this true? Is that true? Then she goes, I don't believe you, when he says that he hasn't had sex with someone under 17. So now, and she goes, I don't believe you. So now she's accusing him. Before it was just questions. Now she's directly accusing him of misconduct.
To believe that based on all that we've read.
I'm going to tell you something, Gail. There's one thing. I'm going to tell you something. What the women
said about you.
What women said about me. What women. So nobody's allowed to be mad at me and be scorned and lie on me.
Mm-hmm. So they're lying on you. That's your explanation. They're lying on you.
Absolutely.
Now she's being direct with him. So they lying on you. Absolutely.
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 You feel that people have maligned your character?
I have been assassinated. I have been buried alive. But I'm alive.
So I think the point you're making is, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you have never held anybody against their will.
I don't need to. Why would I?
I'm R.Kelly. Why would I need to?
Well,
How stupid would it be for R.Kelly with all I've been through in my way, way past?
By the way, this man has a really, really limited vocabulary. If you listen to this thing in its entirety, like he's R. Kelly got a vocabulary of about 200 words.
To hold
in my way, way past. Why not say previously? Why not? There's so many things you could say.
Somebody, let alone 4, 5, 6, 50. You said. Why, how stupid would I be to do that?
I didn't say you were holding.
That's stupid, guys.
Look at the smile. I didn't say that. You're snitching on yourself, R. Kelly.
I didn't.
Is this camera?
Now he's no longer looking at Gail. Gail smiles at him. Let's get into the body language. Let's get into the performance, because this is where the performance happens. Gail smiles at him. Sup, Lucas? And catches him like, yo, I didn't say that you was locking up 50 women. Look at the big smile on her face. And he doesn't want to confront that smile. So now he's directing his attention at the camera. Is this camera on? Because you don't believe me. So I'm going to talk to the camera, because the camera doesn't have emotion. The camera doesn't judge me. The camera doesn't care. The camera's just a camera, but I know there's an audience. So looking at the camera is the same as if I'm being on stage. Let's continue.
On me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid. Use your common sense. Don't forget the blogs. Forget how you feel about me. Hate me if you want to, love me if you want, but just use your common sense. How stupid would it be for me to, with my crazy past and what I've been through?
There again with his limited vocabulary.
Oh, right now I just think I need to be a monster and hold girls against their will, chain them up in my basement, and don't let them eat and don't let them out unless they need some shoes down the street from their uncle.
Now that, not only is he snitching on himself, the way he says that, the way, the inflection in his voice, from saying like I'm a monster and I'm locking girls up unless they need shoes from their uncle down the street. That point, he is recalling the change in his voice, the tone and inflection is him recalling something that he actually did. Unless they need some shoes from their uncle down the street. He's recalling a real moment. This is something that he said to one of these women. He's like, bitch, if you want some shoes, go to your uncle down the street and bring your ass back.
Shoes down the street from their uncle. Robert, stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing. Robert. I didn't do this stuff.
And then she's like, Robert. Robert.
This is not me. I'm fighting for my life.
He's still not looking at Gail. So now he's bringing on the waterworks. He's making appeal. He's appealing to the public, not to Gail. Because Gail's talking to him like a child. Robert. We didn't say that. Robert, focus. Robert.
Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert.
Robert.
Of my career. Y'all trying to kill me. You killing me, man.
Still not looking at Gail, pointing at the camera.
This is not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth.
Shout out to the Queen, Gail Kim, for keeping her composure through this crazy outburst.
You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment. His publicist helped calm him down.
I hope this camera keep going.
No, we're going to
Still looking at the camera. So they said they paused for a brief moment so he could regain his composure. But he's still focused on the camera and not Gail Kim, who was sitting right in front. Look, people, making sure the makeup's still good. Gotta look good. Gotta look good. Don't want people to think you're sweating. We don't want people to think you're sweating out here.
It's not true. This is not, doesn't even make sense. Why would I hold all these women? Their mothers and fathers told me, we're going to destroy your career.
But Kelly's emotions remained raw.
It's real girls out there missing. It's real.
Deflection. Deflection. Hey, there's real people out there who are kidnapped and raped and stuff. Why ain't the police looking for these people?
Young girls out there being abducted, being raped, okay? They really are on chains. They really do have chains on their wrists, and they can't get out.
There's Robert again with that limited vocabulary. I told you, man, this guy got a vocabulary of about 200 words.
Ending up buried in deep.
Robert, we have to have a conversation. Really, I don't want you just ranting at the camera.
I came here for them to hear me talk. But I need help.
What kind of help?
This is the kind of help.
Still looking at the camera.
I need.
Yes, what kind of help?
I need somebody to help me.
He's not even glancing in the direction of Gail Kim. We've been on this for like 4 minutes. He's not even acknowledging that she's in the room. Which, God, I wish I knew what this signifies, because this is kind of like a psychopath, if you ask me. I don't know. I don't think I could do that. Like, if you accused me of something, not even something of this caliber, and somebody was in front of me asking questions, I don't know. I don't know if I'm capable of completely ignoring the person who is sitting in front of me and drawing my attention towards the camera or another source. He's not once have I seen his eyes go, not once.
Not have a big heart, because my heart is so.
Let's back this up, because I think this is important too.
Okay, but
I need help.
What kind of help?
This is the kind of help I need.
Yes, what kind of help?
I need somebody to help me not have a big heart, because my heart is so big. People betray me, and I keep forgiving them.
You sound like you're playing the victim here. You sound like
Gail don't give a fuck.
R. Kelly, you do. When I listen to you, it does sound like
truth.
You're playing the victim
I'm just telling the truth. And the reason I'm emotional,
Robert,
and I apologize for that, is because this is the first time I was able to say something. Yeah. I've said nothing.
Well, we're also hearing from the family of a...
What do you guys think? That is just redonkulous. That is all kinds of redunculous. R. Kelly got on this interview, ignored Gail Kim for the most part, pleaded with the camera. It's just, yeah. Why would Charlene and Tamika not like me closing the cages in my basement and locking them while I run to Whole Foods so they can wiggle loose and alert the neighbor, Miss Johnson? Yo. Yo, 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 yo. This is bizarre to me. This is. So let's unpack it. Is R. Kelly a sociopath? Is he a psychopath? Are there some other issues? Or is he just a low down, dirty pedophile? Through and through. Because that's the only thing that makes sense to me at this point. That he's just a dirty, man with no remorse, no repentance, no nothing. And I don't know. It's hard for me to process it. Yeah. One more time.
You want to love me if you want, but just use your common sense.
One more time.
How stupid would it be for me to, with my crazy past and what I've been through? Oh, right now I just think I need to be a...
Look at the comments. Y'all see Space Jam? Why would I do something like this? Which camera are we cutting to? I need someone to help me be less generous and caring about women. I'm too respectful. Oh, is this camera on?
Monster and hold girls against their will, chain them up in my basement, and don't let them eat and don't let them out unless they need some shoes down the street from their uncle. Robert, stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing.
Oh, I can't wait till Michael Blackson does a parody of this, because that is the dude who's gonna cut this one up. So it's really simple. It's really simple. Robert Kelly is a pedophile. The music industry, Hollywood, and the black community has defended him for years upon years upon years. And finally, the culture changes over time, and I think finally we are willing to accept that R. Kelly is a monster. And I would say that the black community defended R. Kelly so strongly during that time frame, over a decade ago, because we didn't have a lot of black stars, black entertainers, and black entrepreneurs and black what's the word I'm looking for? Generous black people in the community, trying to build people up. We didn't have a lot of that. So we were really aggressive to hold on, even with his shortcomings and misgivings. We were really aggressive to hold on to a person like R. Kelly. And a nigga can sing. Alright? Nigga can sing. But just because you can sing don't mean you need to get up in the booty hole of 14-year-old girls. But times have changed. We got a lot of people to look up to now. We can look up to, I was gonna say Drake. He ain't black. We can look up Kanye. Okay, maybe not Kanye. Kendrick Lamar. And there's a lot of people out there in the community, doing good, giving back, supporting, being charitable. And we don't, as a black community, we don't need an R. Kelly to defend anymore. Not that we ever did, but we sure as hell don't need him right now. So R. Kelly can get to stepping to the Cook County Jail and then to prison. Or he can chuck himself off a building. I don't know. I mean, I don't wish death on anybody, but, you know, the fact that he has zero remorse for what he did, and that he, to me, it just seems like he just, I mean, I guess this is kind of the same, like, you know, we all know Jussie Smollett lied to the people of Chicago. He lied to Joy Reid. He lied to the Chicago Police Department. He lied to the staff of Empire. He lied to all of Hollywood and the internet as a whole when he said that two white dudes in MAGA hats jumped him, whooped his ass, poured bleach on him, and screamed, "This is MAGA country." And to this day, Jussie Smollett is still telling people that that story is true and it actually happened. Even after the Chicago Police Department got the receipts from the two Nigerian brothers, they got the video when they bought the stuff, they got the video of them rehearsing it, they got the phone records, text messages, all that. And yet Jussie Smollett is still telling people, when there's this absorbent, massive amount of information that says, you did this, you were the architect and orchestrator of your own hate crime, Jussie Smollett continues to plead innocence and to plead that he is the victim. And in the same state of Illinois, in the same city of Chicago, in the same county, Cook County, we have R. Kelly, who has been accused of monstrous acts, who we have video of him being inappropriate, to say the least. Okay, I don't know if he had sex with that girl on tape. I saw like a 30-second clip about 10 years ago of him peeing on the girl. It is nowhere on my hard drive anymore now, because that just doesn't appeal to me at all. But I don't, yeah. Point is, I didn't see it for myself. I assumed that he had sex with a 14-year-old girl. But at the very least, we can say he was inappropriate on video. Paid who knows how much money to keep her parents' mouth shut. And now he's accused again by as many as 50 women. And here we are again. He is adamantly defending himself, adamantly claiming that he's innocent, that he has never been inappropriate with a woman under the age of 17, that he is not a monster, that he's not locking people up in the basement with handcuffs, telling them when they can eat, when they can use the bathroom, and he's definitely not letting women go down the street to get shoes from their uncle's house. Maybe there's something in the water in Chicago. Maybe they got an issue like Flint. I don't know. Something's going on. Something's going on where in 2 months we got two black men in the same area. Saying the same thing. That, claiming to be victims. Or not victims, but claiming to be how would I put it? Innocent, when there's an overwhelming amount of information that says otherwise. Let's go back and take a look.
Okay, Gayle King joins us now. Gayle, thank you for being here.
Glad to be here, Joe.
Did he see this
Shout out to Gayle King.
coming this afternoon, going back into custody?
I don't think so.
Oh, by the way, R.Kelly's back in jail. As soon as the interview got over with, that threw his ass in jail because he owes $100,000 in child support. Yo, that nigga better get them Spotify plays. Oh, that's right. They took him off Spotify.
You know, when we saw him yesterday, we all knew that he was going to court. He knew that he was going to court, but I don't for 1 minute thought that he believed that he'd be sitting behind bars again this evening.
Have you spoken to him or his camp today?
Yeah, I reached out to his camp today because I wanted to know, listen, you know, that interview was very emotional. I thought it was very revealing. I wanted to check in with them to see how they're doing. They saw it, and, you know, they said they were pleased with the interview. They were actually pleased with it because they thought...
They were pleased?
Yep. They said they were pleased with it because they thought it gave Robert a chance to tell his story. And Robert is prepared to answer any questions. And they really appreciated the fact that I said I was never afraid of...
That is a powerful image right there. Gayle King is sitting there composed, stoic. And R. Kelly is towering above her, sweating. He's leaning in. They got his man behind him, trying to pull him away. Yo, this is the type of photos you get Pulitzers for.
R. Kelly. I did not think that I was in danger. You know, a lot of people have reached out to me, are you okay?
That right there. Look at this image. What's that circle thing, you know, you put on the photos? Anybody know what it's called? The hexen circle, the hexen curve or something. That's here. That is all here. Gayle King is just chilling. Hands like here. Right here. That's a black woman who's like, Lord Jesus Christ, why? Lordy, 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 Lordy. I love. This photo is so awesome. It's like James Gunn directed it. Because I think James Gunn is the king of making sure that every frame is a painting. That is a painting.
Did you feel threatened? I never thought that he was going to hurt me. I just thought that he was very angry, very passionate. I was worried when he was flailing his arms that he could accidentally hit me, but I never thought that he was going to hurt me.
Did you think he was going to leave?
Yes, I did thought I really thought he was going to leave. And at that moment when he got up to leave, the only thing I was thinking was, just sit here quietly, let him know that I'm going to let you go through whatever it is you're going through, and you'll see that I'm sitting here waiting for you to return to your seat. But I
like an 8-year-old, return your ass to the seat.
Actually thought that he was going to walk out the door because he's walked out of the door in the past in interviews.
One of the reasons he's back in custody now is because of his finances, because of the money he owes here and what he was prepared to pay
for child
today.
Support. Yeah.
What is the state of his finances right now as far as you know?
Well, I asked him about his finances because that's been, listen, R. Kelly at the height of his game was worth hundreds of millions of dollars. So it was surprising to me that when he was arrested last week that he couldn't post $100,000 bond. I couldn't figure out how if somebody who has made the money that he's made couldn't post a $100,000 bond. So I asked him specifically, what is the state of your finances? And he said his finances are not good because he cannot work. He cannot work, he says, and he blames a lot of that on his ex-wife.
And some of these new clips we've seen now with the women that you interviewed, what they say about their parents.
Yeah.
Just out to get money.
Jeff, that's very troubling to me. You know, somebody's not telling the truth here. I also talked to the father of one of the girls who was heartbroken that his daughter is saying the things that Azarelle Clary, I talked to her dad today. He's heartbroken that his daughter is saying the things that she's saying. So the daughters say that the parents are out for money. The parents say their daughters are being brainwashed and manipulated by R. Kelly.
Can't do it. Can't do it right now. Can't do it. I think that was just a really lucky. Yeah, I think they just got really lucky with that photo. Yeah, I don't think they went out of their way to make that happen. Like, I think that's just one of those things that it just went down that way, and they lucked out. Oh, here's the part we haven't seen yet.
Much of our interview with R.Kelly addressing his current relationship with two young women. 23-year-old Joycelyn Savage and 21-year-old Azriel Clary live with him at his Chicago home. Their parents believe that the 52-year-old R&B singer has brainwashed their daughters. The Clarys
wait, how old are they?
Chicago home. Their parents believe 23-year-old Joycelyn Savage and 21-year-old Azriel Clary live with him at his Chicago home. Their parents believe that the 52-year-old R&B singer has brainwashed their daughters. The Clarys' attorney released a statement calling Kelly a liar, manipulator, and sociopath. Later this morning, Savage's parents plan to hold a news conference addressing our interview. But here's what Kelly told us about the two young women. What is your relationship with them?
I love them, and it's like they're my girlfriends. It's like, you know, we have a relationship. It's real. And I know guys, like, I've known guys all my life to have 5 or 6 women, okay? So don't go there on me, okay? Because that's the truth.
The fact that they're much younger than you.
I don't look at much younger than me. I just look at legal. I just...
Hold on. Wait. Gayle King says the fact that they're much younger than him. He's like, I don't look at how much younger they are. I'm just glad these are legal. Okay, I'm trying not to go to jail again. One more time for the peanut gallery.
It's like they're my girlfriends. It's like, you know, we have a relationship. It's real. And I know guys, like, I've known guys all my life to have 5 or 6 women. Okay, so don't go there on me. Okay.
I only got 2. Okay, so I'm doing better than most people out there. All right.
Okay, because that's the truth.
The fact that they're much younger than you.
I don't look at much younger than me. I just look at legal. I just look at you're you, I'm me. Now, I don't know if you're married. I don't know. I don't know if you had a relationship. I don't know what you know, I don't know. But one might be older than the other. One might be younger than the other. Okay? So I just look at legal.
What? How? Whoa!
Okay? People, there are older men that like younger women.
Is that
there
true?
are younger women that like older men.
Are you an older man that likes younger women?
I'm an older man that love all women.
Okay.
Ain't never seen you with anybody over 35, though. Just saying.
Kelly?
Just saying. Ain't nobody ever seen you with anybody over 35. Nigga, you 50-something. Nigga, you 51. Ain't nobody seen you with anybody close to the age of 30. All I care is that they legal. I'm trying not to get in trouble again, okay? So I'm just trying to make sure that these women is legal, okay? Trying to make sure that's going on.
Kelly says he met Joycelyn Savage after her father brought her to one of his concerts when she was 19.
I didn't go looking for a Joycelyn Savage. I was doing my show. He brought her and asked a friend of mine to put her on the stage with R. Kelly. Make sure she's on the stage.
Who?
Azriel Clary also met Kelly at one of his concerts. Her parents say Kelly pulled the then 17-year-old on stage back in 2015. They say they had hoped that she would become Kelly's musical protege. Azriel Clary, what is your relationship with her?
Right now, I'm seeing her.
You were seeing her?
Yeah, she's 21. I'm seeing her.
She's 21.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
But did you start seeing her at 17?
Absolutely not.
Did you have sex with her when she was 17?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Liar. Liar. Jesus Christ. Dude. I'm not even a body language expert. But I know what it's like when 9-year-olds lie to you. This nigga 9.
Although her parents wanted me to.
No.
What? What?
Gotcha, bitch.
Thank you for the follow. Whoa.
Absolutely not.
Gotcha, bitch.
Although
Gotcha,
her parents
bitch.
wanted me to.
No, her parents claim they have text messages that show that you had
whoa.
sex with her.
Hold on.
Right now, I'm seeing her.
You were seeing her?
Yeah, she's 21. I'm seeing her.
She's 21.
Yeah.
But did you start seeing her at 17?
Absolutely not.
Did you have sex with her when she was 17?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I see you guys in the chat room. I notice you. I'm noticing you. I see y'all up there. How the hell are you gonna put your daughters on stage with R. Kelly? There's so much dumb to go around.
Although her parents wanted me to.
No.
Oh man, I can't believe you said that. I didn't have sex with her when she was 17, but her parents wanted me to. Now I can understand in the infinity of the human species that anything and everything is possible. Are there some sick parents out there that throw their children to the wolves? Yes. One might say that any parent that allowed their children to spend time with Michael Jackson alone in his house were throwing their kids to the wolves. But this dude just said that the parents wanted me to abuse their daughters.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Although her parents wanted me to.
No, her parents claim they have text messages that show that you had sex with her when she was 17.
Claim.
So you're saying you did not have sex with her when she was 17?
Absolutely not.
You are with two women right now. You love them. They say they love you. What kind of love is it that keeps these young women away from their families? Their families are saying.
These?
I'm talking right now about Jocelyn
because you
and
know
Azrael.
I'm gonna answer your question.
What kind of love is that?
What kind of father?
No! There is deflecting again. Once again, rather than answering the question, Gail Kim's question is like, what kind of love do you guys have that is so strong that makes the children no longer want to associate with their parents? And he goes down a different path.
Families are saying.
These?
I'm talking right now about Jocelyn
because you
and
know
Azrael.
I'm gonna answer your question.
What kind of love
father?
is that?
What kind of father? What kind of mother will sell their daughter to a man?
Ah! What kind of father and what kind of daughter would sell? Like purchase? Sell their daughters to a man?
Who did that?
How come it was okay for me to see them until they wasn't getting no money from it? Why would you take your daughter? If I were going to take my daughter and she's 19 years old to a 49-year-old icon, whatever, celebrity, or R. Kelly concert, or whoever it is.
Oh, sounds like it's snitching on himself again. R. Kelly snitching.
I'm not going to put her on the stage and leave her. I'm going to take her to the concert. Their father is more into my music and know about my music than they do.
You're saying the parents handed their daughters, Azrael and Jocelyn, over to you? Is that what you're saying to us?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Are the cameras still going?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Whoa. Whoa, bro. This isn't like Last Dying Wish of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Ah. I I'm having trouble like deciphering what that was. R. Kelly just said that the two girls that he's seeing right now, who I believe they said are 21 and 22, that their parents sold them to him and didn't get upset about the relationship until the money stopped. So R. Kelly is saying that he gave, or at least he's alluding that he would give money to the parents. Sounds like R. Kelly just snitched on himself. Can anybody think of a better explanation? Because that's what I heard. I heard a dude snitching. There's some truly deeply screwed up crap in the world. We live in interesting times. Yes, yes we do. Yes, we do. Wow. I don't even know how to respond to this. But they investigated a pizza restaurant, so it doesn't exist, right? Yeah. Oh, man. This shouldn't be too hard for me to, like, understand the concept of, right? Right? Like, this shouldn't be too hard. Like, I should be able to unpack this as his statements and talk about it, but this, wow. This nigga something else. This nigga is something else. Let's look at another one, because I do like this one.
Wondering about you. Do you like teenage girls?
When you say teenage, how are we talking?
R. Kelly, when we say teenage, we are referring to 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, and as young as 14. When we ask you, do you like teenage girls?
Do you like teenage girls?
When you say teenage, how are we talking?
Girls who are...
What? Nigga, is you deaf? Nigga, you heard me, right?
About you. Do you like teenage girls?
When you say teenage, how are we talking?
Girls who are teenagers.
19?
19 and younger.
I have some 19-year-old friends, but I don't like anybody illegal, if that's what we're talking about, underage.
Uh-huh. Some people think that you like underage girls. What do you say to them?
Well, those people that don't know Robert, they don't know me, so I usually don't get into...
Let's back up a little bit, because after we watched we just watched the Gayle King interview, and Robert made a point to say that the girls that are staying with him right now are legal. And he stressed this over and over and over. These girls are illegal. He wanted to get that across, that I'm not doing anything bad. Yes, these girls are young, but they're legal. So I can't get in trouble if they're legal.
And younger.
I have some 19-year-old friends, but I don't like anybody illegal, if that's what we're talking about.
So once again, R. Kelly makes a distinction or an assertion that, yeah, I like young girls, but I don't do anything illegal. Totally legal what I'm doing. Nothing wrong with me. Nothing wrong with it. I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. Oh, dude, I'm gonna go back and look at all of R. Kelly's music and look at it so differently right now, because I think all the lyrics are very clear and very descriptive of like what's been going on for the past couple decades. Wow.
Underage. Uh-huh. Some people think that you like underage girls. What do you say to them?
Well, those people that don't know Robert, they don't know me, so I usually don't get into what people think about me, because all my career, even before the trial, people have had their opinions about Robert, and that's probably because it has a lot to do with me. I kind of shy away from the crowd, because I'm always in the studio,
again,
digging deep into the basement all the time.
Again, Robert Kelly has a very limited vocabulary.
Time of my house creating music, so people, when they don't know you and they can't really touch you like they could someone else, they seem to form opinions or have thoughts about you that they like to think. So
some of the people who have worked with you have said that there's an issue here. Your former manager has said publicly that there's an issue of concern here. Your brother Kerry has said there's an issue of concern here.
Issue of concern? Mm-hmm. What do you mean when you say issue of concern?
They've
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Said that they're concerned that you like underage girls.
Let me put it to you this way, man. Unfortunately, the people that don't work for me says that. The people that do work for me don't say that. And the people that don't work for me were fired. If you had someone work for you and they're mad because they're not working for you anymore, and they're used to getting a certain amount of money, or they're used to getting a certain amount of fame because they work for you because you're famous, and all of a sudden they mess you around and then you let them go. Anything that comes up about you.
Deflecting, again, R. Kelly is deflecting the question. Rather than just answering the question outright, he's got to go on the other. He's like, oh, the only reason they saying anything bad about me because I fired them. They don't work for me anymore. So the only people who saying that I did inappropriate things are people who don't work for me anymore. And the people that do work for me have nothing but good things to say about me. Because I'm paying them off. He isn't just deflecting, he's fucking talking in third person. That is kind of weird. Yo, maybe that's it. Like, maybe that's how he's able to, like... What if R. Kelly, to him, is like an entirely different persona? And, like, he's Robert. Or vice versa. So when he says, like, I didn't have sex with a younger age girl, R. Kelly did. Or I didn't do anything inappropriate, Robert did that.
They're going to run and say, yeah, he did that to me. I knew this too about him. But you really can't, I don't want you, I don't want BET, I don't want my fans. Do not listen to the people that was fired,
He's doing the same thing in this interview what he was doing with Gayle Kim.
Don't even listen to the
Gayle King, sorry.
People that was hired. Listen to the facts and get it.
The fact that we saw you on video peeing on a 14-year-old girl, yeah, those are the facts.
And get into what you think and make your own opinions. If you're going to have an opinion about me, have your opinion about what you may think about me. What you definitely don't do is go by somebody that was fired and they're mad and pissed off at me because they were fired.
But your brother Kerry was not fired. He's still your brother.
Yeah, he was fired.
But he's still your brother.
Doesn't matter. He's still my brother, but if he's still my brother, why did he get fired?
Why did he get fired?
I can't get into that.
Okay.
He might be my brother, but he still got fired. Why did he get fired? I can't talk about that.
Fair enough. But
let me just say this. We may fire each other, but I fired them 1,000 times and rehired them.
Yeah.
But Hey, that it's unfortunate that it's like this, but when you're me, when you're R. Kelly, everybody want a piece of you.
There he is again, talking to third person. When you're me, when you're R. Kelly. Yo, this dude's a fucking sociopath.
And if you don't give them a piece, they'll find a way to get a piece of you, one way or the other. Man, I've been blackmailed 1 billion times in my career. Before the trial, during the trial, after the trial. I've been sued for stuff that, ridiculous things, you know. At one point in my life, I was an ATM machine, you know.
Yeah.
People just come up and just push whatever, and if it don't come out, they'll go tell somebody this, or they'll go run and say this and run and say that, you know. But I'm used to that. I'm you know, you don't get used to it. Let me take that back. I'm not used to it, but I'm used to the fact that people. I know that people will do this. Sometimes even your own family members, and I don't hate none of them.
You're still deflecting.
But I know a lot of people be out to get me because I'm very vulnerable, man. Especially a 7-year.
I'm very vulnerable. Again, this dude has a very limited vocabulary.
A trial.
So there's no issue here. They're all wrong. There's no issue here. That's what you're saying? You know, wondering about you. No issue here. That's what you're saying?
I would like to watch this.
The DVDs went to the internet. I kind of kept the same style, and then, you know. And also, I kind of feel like
a DVD on the internet.
Exactly. And I've always kind of felt like with Vlad TV, it's really about the person I'm interviewing. So you could dislike Vlad, but you could like the person who I'm interviewing, and you'll still watch. I don't want it to be based on my personality.
Yes, the interview is inevitably shaped by the personality of the interviewer, even though I can dislike the interviewer and still feel like I did Lady Gaga, I did Jay-Z, and Scared does not really I mean, you think the internet never forgets? I usually think like a video is anonymously dropped off at a reporter's house, and
let's see if I can find. I'm trying to see if I can find a part in this video because I want to see him discuss. Is there a timestamp?
I asked him, and first of 3 questions. This is the softball. Number 1: do you like underage girls? That's an easy question.
Yep.
And his crisis manager jumped up and said, no, you can't ask him that. You can't ask him that. And R. Kelly said, nah, man, I got this. It's cool. I want to answer this. So the guy, okay. So he goes back and he sits down. I mean, you're the client. You know, here we go. So now, if you watch really like Zapruder film closely, I start to say, do you like under it? But then at the last second, I'm like, he's gonna make underage to be 14, and I don't want to give him that out. So at the last second, I said, do you like teenage girls? So I started to say underage, but changed. And this changes the question for him. He cannot get out as easily now when I'm saying, do you like teenage girls? And instead of saying no, because that is his truth, is yes, he said, what are you talking about? Because he couldn't just say no. He would just have to be a total liar to say no, but he couldn't. So he's like, define your terms. Like, what do you mean, teenager? What do you mean?
So what do you mean, teenager?
So now I'm like, what the fuck? You've stumbled over the first simple, easy question because you can't just say, no, that's crazy. That's inappropriate. No, it's like, girls who, I mean, like, you want me to define teenage girls? Girls who are teenagers. and he's kind of given up the game already that he couldn't answer that first question. And I remember really feeling like, don't let him see on your face that he just completely fucked up. But clearly I failed because everybody in America for like a month after it aired was constantly like, oh my God, you're facing the R. Kelly. Oh my God, you're facing the R. Kelly. I couldn't walk down the block without somebody saying, oh my God, you're facing the R. Kelly interview. And I think I sort of visualized what a lot of people were thinking, like, dog, are you kidding me? Like, what the fuck? You kind of just said yes. Like, what the fuck? And so he said, so he landed on, I have 19-year-old friends. But he said it in this sort of way that was kind of like, you're kind of admitting it because you're not personally able to say, no, that didn't happen. And well, it was heavy. It was heavy.
Well, to play devil's advocate, 18 and 19 is 100% legal in every state. Right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it legal for a 30-year-old man to have sex with an 18-year-old girl?
I think it's legal for a 90-year-old man to have sex with an 18-year-old.
I understand that 21 to 90 doesn't make a difference. It's her age. I understand that. Look, I'm not a lawyer.
At 18, it is the age of consent everywhere in America.
I just want to say that I'm not old by any stretch of the imagination, but like I couldn't even see myself wanting to have relations with a 21-year-old. I can't see any scenario in which that would be appealing to me. That just sounds gross. But that's me. That just, like, I'm in my 30s. Like, it just sounds gross to me. Like, banging some 21-year-old. Like, let alone somebody 20, 19, or 18. Wow.
Okay, but that's not what we all were talking about.
Well, I mean, he did say 19, which once again is.
Well, I think
you could be 100 and be sleeping with 19-year-olds.
I think that for me and for most of the country, the answer was not going to be coming out of his mouth. The answer was going to be coming out of everything else. And it is easier to lie with your mouth than it is to lie with your body. It's kind of hard. It's hard to lie with your body. And you can kind of lie with your posture, but it kind of comes out. But it's hard to lie with like the deep.
I'm so glad he's saying this because this is what we've experienced in his interview and the Gayle King interview in both parts, is that R. Kelly cannot lie with his body. The truth is all there.
Deeper things like the tone and the way your face gets when you lie, and just the little things that human beings pick up on each other. And he, for all intents and purposes, communicated to us, yes. And I mean, and that's what people saw, and that's why all these years later we're still talking about it and they're still watching on the internet. It's kind of like every generation gets their own sort of hit on the R. Kelly tape, because I'll talk about it and then like 5 years will go by and it doesn't come up, and then like somebody new finds it, finds it and it's new to them and it's like gets its own new life, and then like, I get in the ecosystem of another show and they want to hear the R. Kelly story, and then their fans are like, oh my God, and it lives on and on and on, because it confirms something that a lot of us thought, but it confirms it at a deeper level than his actual words, which is kind of heavy to see and not normally what you normally see, I think.
That is powerful, to say the least. That is some powerful commentary. Oh, man. Chance Ballin says, you have to take insane amounts of training and coaching to completely 100% lie to someone accurately. This is true. This is very true. I'm a decent liar. But I can lie. The only time I can lie, like, I'm really quick-witted. So I can tell you something, but if I form it in the context of a joke or a parody, you never know if it's the truth or not. So I can lie to people that way. For instance, okay, I can't tell that one. Yeah, I can tell this one. was dating this girl years ago, and I told her I did something, and she got really mad. She's like, "What? You did what?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did that." She's like, "Oh my fucking god, you did that?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm just bullshitting with you. You're like, I just want to see what your face would look like." Ah, she's like, "No, you hella did that thing." I was like, "Come on, really? You really think I would do that? You think I would do that thing that I know you're upset about, that I would know that you get furious about? You think I would actually do that thing?" And then they'd calm down. Like, okay, well, yeah. Why would you do something that would totally upset me? I'm like, yeah, I didn't do that thing. I was just fucking with you. Deep down, I did that shit. I did that thing that she really didn't want me to do. So, yeah. Let's go with the Huffington Post live video since we're digging through things.
Absolutely your prerogative. If you ever want to leave, you can certainly leave.
Yeah,
Another thing, thank you.
The next question is something negative out of your mouth. With all due respect, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay, a couple of things. One, there's going to be no negativity. I'm just asking you questions.
Well, I know the difference between a negative question and a positive one. So if I think it's negative, I'm going to walk.
I'm not going to ask you questions.
With all due respect to all of you guys here.
I won't ask you questions that are framed in a specific way, one way or another. I'm asking, yeah.
I understand this is your job.
So let's talk about your.
All right, now he's trying to dominate the conversation. If you say something negative, I'm going to walk off. If you say something negative to me, I'm going to walk off. You're going to lose your opportunity to talk to R. Kelly. So you better be careful with your words. Otherwise, I'm just going to walk off. And I know this station needs the ratings for having me, R. Kelly, here.
Lyrics for a moment, okay? So would you say that you have a healthy relationship with sex? Sex is mentioned frequently in your lyrics. In many of the songs you talk about having sex with women, multiple women. Would you say that you have a healthy relationship with sex and that is reflected musically?
I would have to say this. I did not come here to get interrogated. I didn't come here for a deposition. You know what a deposition is?
I'm very aware of what a deposition is. I'm asking you about your music.
With me when I say that this sounds sort of like a deposition.
I think it may be the accent, but no, I'm asking you specifically about your music.
I didn't even hear your accent. I only hear your English.
It's my.
I'm not paying attention to your accent.
I'm asking.
I'm only paying attention to the English that comes out of your mouth.
I'm asking you about your music and your lyrics.
This is a deposition. This is not about our.
Dallas doesn't protest too much.
Kelly, this is not about music. This is not about someone who works hard on his music who has an album out.
But that's exactly what she asked you. She specifically asked you a question about the musical content or the lyrical content of your music, and you are now saying this isn't about music. No, she asked you about the lyrical content of your music specifically.
This is about trying to interrogate me, and this is about, disrespect. And I'm going to sit here.
Mr. Kelly, I don't believe I'm disrespecting. Mr. Kelly, I don't believe I'm disrespecting you. I asked you a very specific question about your lyrics.
Your intelligence, not mine.
Now he's insulting her intelligence. Mr. R. Kelly, who has a vocabulary of 200 words.
I asked you a very specific question about your music and your lyrics.
Well, if you don't think you're disrespecting me, then that's just, like I say, the level of your intelligence, not mine.
That's offensive.
Okay.
But I respect it.
I'm going to ask about
I respect that you have a job.
I'm going to just go to a comment.
Do you drink?
Do I drink?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you get drunk?
Yeah.
You fall all over and not know it yet?
I don't understand the line of questioning, but no.
I see, exactly. But it ain't positive, is it? It has nothing to do with your job, does it?
But I'm asking you specifically about your music and your lyrics. That has very much about your job.
My personal life,
which has started started with all due respect. Actually, no, this is a great point. No, it is. It is. Your personal life has started to interfere with the way that people consume your lyrics.
Right.
I sent you some messages there about that.
You're here to get ratings, and I understand it. I respect that.
No,
but you won't be getting them off me if you're going to interrogate me.
I'm not interrogating you.
Talk about something positive.
Let's bring in one of...
I'm in New York. I'm having a great time. I'm finna go visit some friends. I'm finna do some more business. I'm finna have a great time. I didn't come here for you to spoil that. One more question.
You're here to promote your album.
I have one more question.
I have one more question.
Oh wow, there he goes. He's demanding. There's the ultimatum. You get one more question of me, the great one, R. Kelly. Or you can get another question from Robert Kelly. R. Kelly. Robert Kelly.
Yeah.
What do you say to the multiple fans, the many fans who are watching and listening that say there have been multiple accusations against you, against young women in Chicago, and they are concerned about your past and that's impacting them from purchasing your music sales?
All. It doesn't matter who they are. If they hate me, they love
me. I don't want to hear your question. I'm going to talk over you like this.
Love me, they want to destroy me, whatever. I love them all. And I love you too.
You don't need to give me any of your love, sir.
Everybody.
You really don't need to give me your love. I just wanted to ask the question, what do you say to the fans, your fans who don't want to buy your music?
I'm not going to allow you to do that, but I love you. I love my fans.
Okay, I have a video question for you from a fan.
No video questions for me because this interview is over.
Okay, well, Mr. K, thank you very much for coming to our post. I'm not answering my questions,
thank you so much.
But thank you for being here. You don't have to comment on my appearance, sir.
Savage. Oh, man. Oh, we've gone down the deep rabbit hole that is R. Kelly. Is there anything else here that I want to... Ooh, here's one. Let's do this last one.
Do you regret taking part in surviving R. Kelly?
No, I don't. Because I'm still surviving R. Kelly. You know, I gotta look over my shoulders.
Kerry Kelly is singer R. Kelly's younger brother. He grew up with him in Chicago, and he's speaking out now.
To see all these other women come forth and hear the allegations and different things, I felt bad that I didn't speak earlier than what I did.
Kerry says he hasn't talked to his brother, whom he still calls Robert, since the singer's acquittal on child pornography charges a decade ago.
Notice he calls his brother Robert.
Charges that centered on a sex tape R. Kelly allegedly made with an underage girl. At the time there was talk, Kerry was actually the man on the tape.
Let's be clear about this. On the record, you were not the man in that video.
I was not the man in that video.
After the case ended, Kerry says the two spoke by phone.
Once he beat that case, I called him and I said, hey man, you know, God gave you another chance. You know, God gave you another chance. And his arrogance and you know, and people not believing different things that he's accused of, said, God didn't give me another chance. I gave me another chance. My money gave me another chance.
That was their last conversation. Since then, more than a dozen women have accused R. Kelly of mistreating and abusing them, sometimes when they were underage, sometimes in the singer's West Town studio.
Is there truth to those allegations?
I mean, well, you know, he married Aaliyah. I mean, it don't get no truer than that.
Aaliyah was 15 at the time. The marriage later annulled.
Is he a pedophile?
I mean, I can't honestly say that for sure. I just know that he has a problem with control. You know, I love my brother, you know, but he do have a problem. And if anybody out there love him, they should want to see him get help.
Kerry Kelly says he noticed troubling behavior decades ago when his brother would ask him to, quote, get girls for him at concerts.
Are we talking underage girls?
I mean, to me, they look underage. To me, they look underage.
Kerry says there's fallout from his speaking out. It's divided his family, leading some members to make what he calls false allegations of sexual molestation against him. He says his 12-year-old daughter was bullied, then unfairly suspended for making threats against her school last fall, even though a friend confessed he'd made it up. District 148 officials declined comment.
You have the people over here on this side is speaking the truth, and they're not with that. They don't condone it. Then you got people on this side feel like, well, if I ever say anything bad about Robert, he might not never give me anything. He might not ever look. He might cut me off.
Kerry Kelly told me he was repeatedly molested by a family member as a child and believes his brother may have been as well.
There we go. That was worth watching. That right there. Those 7 seconds, that entire video was worth watching for that bit right there. So the brother claims that he was molested as a young child and says that R.Kelly also may have been molested as a young child. So, I mean, everyone here knows, statistically, people who are molested or abused as children grow up to be abusers themselves. Kicking rock or kicking puppy have the same weight emotionally. Everything has the same inherent value, so there's no reason to do or not to do anything to a living being or inanimate object. Yeah, I suppose. Man. You know, I have met I've met some people in my travels over the years that have been molested when they were younger. And I'm not going to say they had like a downright exact carbon copy personality of what we're seeing here from R. Kelly, but they did have some similar traits. They did have some control issues. They were extreme manipulators of their situation and would constantly try to be in control of every aspect and facet of their life, because they lacked so much control or were controlled as children that they made a very strong point to have some control over others, especially those that were younger than them or incapable of controlling themselves, to get a little bit of that back. They grew up thinking that just to exist through life, that it had to be kill or be killed. That is something that being molested will bring out in you. So Chance Paladin says, yeah, it's more likely he was abused and is now a control freak, stuck in the age that he was when he was abused. You know, I can't remember who said it. I'll see if I can find it quickly. But there was an interview with someone who said that, oh no, it was Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon. Yeah, here it is. This is actually really good.
Yeah, I think Chris Brown suffered from that for a while.
Yeah, he and I have had that conversation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 100%. Because I was like, yo, I remember the 15-year-old kid and that I met. You know what I mean? That was just happy to potentially be getting a record deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that kid is still in there. But when you surround yourself with cats who really don't care about you, but they like the lifestyle, they like the money, they like the chicks, and in order to keep all of that going, they gotta be like, yeah, I'm rocking with you. That's what real partners do. You know what I mean? And it's like, and then they like try to detour you away from the people who really do care about you. Now I was always say like the saying is like, fake friends always want to warn you about fake friends. You know what I mean?
I think probably one of the most powerful examples of that was if you watch the Bob Marley documentary.
Yeah.
Remember? And
let me skip ahead.
Stupid mistakes with my own health it works until a certain. Too deep in it, because as much as I want to give advice to all of these people, from like even when I talked to ever a few times, he made some dumb mistakes that. I mean, Chris is. I'm amazing. Who are you to tell me that I should live my life a certain way?
R. Kelly can't read.
Yeah, and that's not a knock to say R. Kelly.
At the point that things start to slide, like an R. Kelly kind of situation, where you end up in a motel because you sold all your publishing and your concerts ain't popping no more.
Chris Brown is way more intelligent than R. Kelly.
Okay, I don't know either.
I know them both.
Okay.
And that's not a knock to say R. Kelly is not intelligent. R. Kelly is special. R. Kelly is, there's genius there.
R. Kelly can't read.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. like we're just gonna go, and he's admitted it.
Yeah.
Like on the I Admit song.
On the I Admit, right.
But I've been in the studio with both of them, and what R. Kelly.
Yeah, you did Gigolo.
Yeah, what R. Kelly produced like half my first album.
Oh, okay.
But like what R. Kelly can do in a studio is genius. Like I've watched my man maneuver and make a hit record in less than 15 minutes. But the way his social skills are poor. Yeah, it's just like we see that. Like I see why that man is attracted to a younger girl, because they talk
mentally.
Yeah, they're on the same level.
Oh,
like no sophisticated
I've
grown.
I've never actually looked at it like that.
What grown ass woman, other than once you get over the fact that this man is a great singer and performer, what's your conversation going to be about? For someone who's illiterate, you know what I mean, or someone who's not like a sophisticated woman, she's gonna be like, I appreciate your talent. I love your music. I'm a fan, but we're not intellectually stimulating each other. And so he's going to go towards someone that is on his level. And that doesn't necessarily always mean that you got to be 15, because
but 15-year-olds can usually read.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, he said he can't read, but he's not like, he can pick up a menu. I've seen him order shit at McDonald's. Like, okay. he can read.
Maybe the pictures.
Yeah. He's just not, he ain't picking up Catcher in the Rye, and, you know, like, he's not at that level.
He messes with young girls because intellectually they're on the same level.
Yeah.
I never thought about it like that. I just thought physically he liked.
Or even like when you think about the chase, you know what I mean? Like, it's probably a lot easier to convince, you know, some young girls to come hang out, and I'll go buy you a Gucci bag and you can be backstage and hang. Then a grown woman, like, I got to be at work tomorrow. Like, I got so, like, it's not. And that's, I mean, from being around it, that's kind of how I viewed it. And I didn't knock him for, it's just that, like I said, even with Chris is, he's well aware of what's going on. And like, even like when people, because I even spoke on this one time when we were here, we were talking about the reason why entertainers like start trying to gangbang. And like Chris and I had that conversation, because we did a film, my movie She-Ball, and it deals with, you know, the Bloods and Inglewood and gangbanging and stuff. So as Chris and I are developing these characters, we talking about it. And he opened my eyes to some wild stuff. He was like, man, look, he was like, these guys are leaders in their community. Okay. And if I were to invest into my community, like if I invest into a charity, I don't know where that money's going. But if I'm investing into these communities, these dudes who are holding me down, supporting me and not judging me, because we're all of questionable society members, but they're really helping their community, they're really feeding their families. That's who I want to invest with. And Chris is investing in schools and community centers, and it's through the streets. It ain't through these nonprofits where you don't know where the money is going to. And I was like, damn, we got to put that in the movie. Like, it was just like, because it was real. When you think about, people always talking about giving back, but how do you give back? Well, I want to give back to the cats who run the community.
Yeah, no, I've interviewed Big U recently.
Yeah, that's my guy. Loved it. Same way. Someone who is doing good for his community.
He actually, in our interview, we talked about it.
I feel like in 2018, with the gangs and the murders and all that down in LA, that I'm getting there. You know what I mean? And if we can get it all the way down to where.
Okay, that's enough of that. All right, I think we've unpacked enough of R. Kelly for the evening. Wow. That's not even a lot. Like, we just watched a couple interviews, and these are things that I've seen before myself, but I think it really speaks volumes to the type of individual R. Kelly is. I didn't know he was molested. Well, I still don't know if he was molested, but his brother claims that he was molested. Yeah. Thanks, Chance. I'm getting off in like the next 5 minutes, so you can, if you want to stick around for the next 2 minutes or so, because I'm ready to wrap up because I need to crash myself. But no, finding out that his brother was molested, and that his brother talked to R. Kelly the moment the trial was over, and R. Kelly was like, "No, God didn't get me off, I did," and that he was arrogant, and we see this in all these interviews, his absolute arrogance, that like he doesn't care, you know. He speaks in third person. He's extremely dismissive to women. I mean, the way he treated that woman at the Huffington Post and Gayle King, atrocious. And for a person who's trying to plead his case to the American people, you think he'd behave himself just a little bit better. You think his publicist or his lawyer would prepare him just a little bit better. Like, listen, you're going to go in there and talk with Gayle King, all right? That's Oprah's best friend, all right? You need to act respectful. You need to stay on message. Stay on message. Stay on message. And none of that. Usually, when people do these types of interviews, they already come with the script in their head. Like, here are the points I want to get out. They already know the type of questions that they're going to be asked. R. Kelly went into all these interviews. Each one we saw with R. Kelly, he went into all these interviews not knowing anything, being completely blindsided by every single question. The one with Tori, do you like teenage girls? And R. Kelly's like, what do you mean by teenage? Gayle King. And it's like, you're abusing women. It's like, and he goes on a rant. He does, for 5 minutes, he doesn't even look at her. He stares at the camera. The Huffington Post interview, he doesn't let the interviewer get a question out. That interviewer asked him a very specific, and I think fair question. Not even fair question. It was obviously a fair question about his musical lyrics, about his lyrics and musical content. And R. Kelly said, "You're being disrespectful. Ask me about my musical lyrics." And just ranted and refused to let her get a word out. And he came on there to promote. R. Kelly's a sociopath, psychopath, possible pedophile, most likely a pedophile. I don't know the reason I'm saying he's not, because I haven't seen it yet, and it hasn't been adjudicated that he's a pedophile yet. But pretty damn sure that dude's been inappropriate with underage children. Controlling, manipulative. Got some dissociative cognitive issues and shit. Man. And he's in jail right now because he ain't got no money left. How does a man who was once worth hundreds of millions of dollars broke, and that he can't put up $10,000 for bail? $100,000 in the hole on child support? Smart women seem to threaten him. Yeah. It is scary, man. This is very scary. I'm just glad Michael Jackson's dead, so we don't have to hear no interviews from Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's not here to defend himself, so we can just let that be. Come on, y'all. He made Thriller. So y'all can say whatever you want about Michael Jackson. Mike can't defend himself. It's all speculation. All speculation. You want to know what Kobe would say about R. Kelly? Or Jay-Z. Didn't they go on tour together? In beef? Okay, that's a 20-minute video. I don't have time for that. Maybe we'll look at that tomorrow.
Son.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go. Thanks for popping into the stream. We're at 1 hour and 41 minutes. Appreciate everyone. Thanks everyone for the new follows. And yeah, we'll unpack this tomorrow. Hopefully there's some new developments on the case. Yeah, this is. Or maybe tomorrow we can talk about Michael Jackson, because I think Wade Robson needs yeah, we need to talk about that nigga there. That fake ass liar. All right, guys, thank you so much for popping in. See you guys soon. Peace out. Stay black, and if you're not black, just be proud of whoever you are. Peace.